friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna do a real quick video on how to cook spaghetti squash in your Instapot. Now of course you could also make spaghetti squash in your oven, but this is a lot faster and I think it's easier. In the oven it takes about an hour or a little bit more, but in your Instapot it only takes about 20-30 minutes maybe. So even less than that, sometimes 15 minutes, and it's so easy to prepare. So as you can see, I've got this is 2 pounds of spaghetti squash. Now this came from a farm and that's why it's got all those blemishes on it, but the inside is perfectly good. You don't eat the skin. So it's got a tough outer skin, so what you want to do is put it in your microwave. This is a little trick, for anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes until it gets a little softer. You want to make sure that you put either an X in it with a knife or that you prick holes in it with a fork so that it doesn't explode in there and that the heat can penetrate that thick skin, and just microwave it until it's a little bit softer, because these are quite difficult to cut. And then after you do that and you let it cool for a minute or so, you want to take your chef's knife, bring out the big boy, and I trim off the top and the bottom. I should have shown you when I was doing that, but it is still a little bit difficult to do and I didn't want to cut myself. But that's what you're going to do. When it's together, you're going to just cut the top and the bottom off, and then you're going to clean out. There's usually a whole bunch of seeds in here. You're going to clean that all out, and of course before you cut it, you're going to wash any dirt off of it really well. This had some dirt on it from being on the ground, so that's what I did. Now this is a 6-quart Instapot Duo. This is an awesome Instapot. I've had it for 7 years now. I use it all the time. It's one of my favorite kitchen gadgets. You're gonna put a trivet. Doesn't have to be a silicone one. They come with metal ones. The silicone is my favorite. And put your trivet on the bottom so that the squash does not touch the bottom. And you are going to place a cup of water down there. That helps it to steam. And then we're gonna place our spaghetti squash in. We're going to place your spaghetti squash cut side down on your trivet, and then you are going to put your top on like so. Where did I put my top? Let me reach back for it. You're going to put your top on your Instapot. A little tricky to do with one hand. Sorry guys. Here it goes. You're going to make sure, after making sure that the valve on top is sealed, and you may have an Instapot that has a self-sealing one with a release valve, button, you're going to hit pressure cook. And I already have it set for 19 minutes from the last thing I made. So I'm gonna cook this for 20 minutes. It's gonna take about 10 minutes for it to come to pressure. It might not even need that long, but it's not gonna do it any harm if we cook it a little bit longer. I'm just doing that just to make sure that it cooks through the thickness of the spaghetti squash. And then we're gonna let it do its thing. Okay, so it has been 25 minutes because I decided to stop the Instapot at 15 minutes, and then it did a natural pressure release for another 10 minutes. And I have taken 1/2 of the spaghetti squash out, and to get it to do its spaghetti thing, you just basically take a fork and scrape. See how that comes up? And yeah, at the top there's some funky stuff. Let me do that again because I know I wasn't holding the phone steady. If you hear Matthew singing in the background. So that is what it does. It gets all stringy. You can kind of see down here as you go down deeper, it will get stringier. And you can serve this a variety of ways. You can use it just like you would pasta. You can put any kind of sauce over it. You can just do something simple like Parmesan cheese and butter and a little bit of garlic powder. You can make boats out of your spaghetti squash, which I will show you how to do one day. So tonight we are going to be having penne vodka. So I made the kids some penne pasta, and I am going to be putting the vodka sauce over the spaghetti squash for me. This helps me because I'm diabetic. And then we're going to have some sweet Italian sausage that I browned, and I've been just letting it simmer in a little bit of that vodka sauce. Okay, you guys, so this is what we're having tonight for dinner. Well, what I'm having. So Gianna's favorite is penne vodka. So I made the kids some penne vodka, and I have reserved some of the pasta sauce to put over my spaghetti squash. Now, of course, I'm going to mix that in. I put some Parmesan cheese over it. I seared some sweet Italian sausage, if I didn't mention that earlier. If I did, sorry. And I let it simmer in some vodka sauce as well. And I'm going to have a piece of low-carb bread to sop up the sauce. And that's what I'm having for dinner. Like I said, you can serve spaghetti squash a number of different ways, very simply with just some butter, a little bit of salt, pepper, whatever you like to add to it as a side. There's so many different recipes, and I will be sharing them with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sending love from New Jersey. Bye, guys.